John, first of all, congratulations on being awarded the manager for the next 2 years on a full-time basis, which I think is a step forward for the club. Come on to that in a minute. We'll obviously talk about the game.
Yeah.
8 games, conceded 1 goal, speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, I think most of the performances are based on what we do at the back and making sure we shut the door there. And I think that was evident. I've said this many times for the day I came in the door. You know, we were shipping far too many goals. So bringing the likes of Brian Martin in and switching things from a back, 4 to a 3 and getting a bit of balance about the team was important. But equally, at the end of the day, it's down to the players. They're showing that resolve. Johnny Fairbairn's performance today, I thought, was absolutely fantastic. As a captain, it's everything you want him to be. On the part. So I'm delighted for him as well, and the rest of the guys are coming along and coming along quite nicely, to be fair. It's my job. I don't get a lot of time, but it's my job to convince them that they can be the players they want to be and that they can achieve great things and hopefully at this club. So the next step is to try and convince them that we stay for a bit longer. But what we're doing on the park is definitely born from that will to win, and I hope that gets to everybody at the club. So we do that, we build from that, and we have players who have got the potential to score goals for us, and we managed to do that today.
I think you've got the club people talking about Berwick Rangers again, which we sort of didn't have for many a month, I should say. But I think everybody I go down to Newcastle, and I've got now people interested in the club because of it. It's all about results, and at the end of the day, people notice the club that's doing well. On today's performance, I've just said to Johnny, it was very similar. We score, we look comfortable, we never look as if we're really going to concede, and then we always seem to pick up another goal.
To be fair to Clyde, the guys hit the bar in the first half, and that was nervous, and a really nervous time for us. I mean, they've got a real weapon with their set plays. They've been so much high in, and effectively we ran out of big men before they did, and that's sometimes a problem for us. Again, something I had to change when I came in because we were too small, I felt, as I say, didn't have the stature to defend set plays. Now we're doing that well, but we've got a wee bit of luck today, at the right time, and obviously that really helps. There's no doubt about that. But you make your own luck in football. We're working really, really hard, and we're deserving some of the breaks we're getting.
Yeah, I think it was earlier on in the season. There was a lot of players in our team that were like men against boys at times, as we used to say in the old days, sort of thing. That the young lads, not maybe his stature wasn't big enough. They were getting pushed aside, just passed off the ball, John. I do think we were a little bit unlucky, but lucky I should say, not unlucky when it hit the bar, because I think the guys should have scored.
They should have.
But going on from there, the first half we had a 2-on-1 in a fantastic situation where, and you'll know as well as me, we should make better, do better in that situation. And then with a 3-on-2, the second half again, where you should be, and we just gave the ball away, didn't we?
Yeah, there was numerous opportunities to go and score before we did, so we're obviously delighted when the second and third goals come along, and certainly the manner of Henderson's goal, maybe a wee bit fortuitous in terms of how it went across the line, we don't care. Big Jordan, delighted for him. I think it's probably common knowledge around the ground there. He was released from Hibs yesterday, so I had a decision made today. Was he mentally strong enough to pick up on that, and would he go and put in a performance for him? And I've had a chat with him last night, and a chat with him today, and never doubted his character for a minute. And he's keeping a great player at the side, because Robert Wilson's been doing really well for us, and I know that he's feeling it at the minute. But Big McGregor's rounded off what's been probably a miserable 24 hours for me, a fantastic goal. So I hope it gives him a boost, and I hope it helps him along the way to proving that he can play full-time football. Yeah,
well, that's given him a good attitude today, but he's come along and done a job like that, because I've been in it, we've all been in situations where your mind's a bit wayward, you're thinking other things, but he's done a fantastic job, and I was over the moon for the guy who scored.
I think you saw the players, their celebrations as well, everybody to a man waiting, so it was a big thing. Word gets round pretty quickly when these things happen, and if I had any doubt at all, I would have taken Jordan out of the equation. And talking to him last night, as I say today, there was never an issue. He wants to play and he wants to do well for this club, and he's a top guy, I just wish good things for him in the future. I would like it to be here. Let's get that right. But
I was going to ask you, would you like him to be here?
That's right. I think it would be. A bad situation to put any pressure on him at all just now. What he does know is that we'll treat him with respect, and if he wants to come and play at this club, I'll be the first to make that happen. But I think that he will explore our avenues. He's come out of full-time football. A normal partner for young guys like that is to try and stay full-time, and I'm sure he'll be interested. He is too good a player not to be playing, so we'll always be here. There's absolutely no doubt about that for him. But we'll just wait and see how it pans out.
I'll move on to Johnny Fairbairn. I thought he was outstanding. He had a tremendous game. Everything he won, and I had a word, obviously I've spoken to him already,
Yeah.
and he had a good leadership today, I thought.
Yeah, well that's it. I think you get captains that are very vocal in the park, and you get a lad that leads by example, and I think that's what he is. He's a latter. You know, Johnny's not the most vocal of guys, and that's maybe a criticism of him, but I don't care. You know, I just want my captain to go and do his job properly, and if he does that well enough, you know, he'll drag the rest of the guys along with him, and his performance today was excellent. You have to remember that Clyde are a team who are something to play for. You know, they're up there, they're fighting for the title, fighting for the playoff places. So, you know, we're a team who supposedly achieved what we had to achieve last week by making sure we stayed up.
Yeah.
So everything was stacked in their favour to go and try and win the game in terms of what was at stake. But you know, they're a team with a lot of experience and a lot of good players who have got a big goal threat. And I think Johnny stood up to that and did really well along with the rest of the defence.
Yeah, I think there's some good performances today, John, and I must say the result, as I say again, it was unbelievable. It's a tremendous result. I think some of the teams in the league will be looking at that today and thinking about it, you know.
Well, that's the whole thing. You know, at the end of the day, there's a knock-on effect because we want to try and attract players to the club. Now, it makes my job a hell of a lot harder if I'm trying to attract players to a club who's continually getting beaten. It makes it slightly easier if we look as if we're going to do something next season. So, without putting pressure on anybody in the club, including myself.
Other than you,
That's right. You know, I want it to be somewhere where people think that they have a chance to win things, you know. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's all about building now. You know, everything we do for this minute on, as I said to the players before the game, is you know, contributing to what we do next season. We had a poor start to the season this year. We have to make sure that we learn our lessons for that and crack on.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations again,
Thanks.
John. Anyway,
Okay,
many
thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.